Good morning. Welcome to my virtual yoga studio. How's everybody's Wednesday doing today? It's kind of funny. Usually when I teach, I like to talk at the beginning of class. There's no one to talk to. If you're watching, say hi. I'm Leah. If you don't know me, I'm Manitic Yoga Chick on Instagram and Facebook. I've been going live every morning for the last week and a half at 9 o'clock to share some yoga with you. So this morning we're going to do a core flow to crow. We've been working on crow pose this whole week. So we're going to keep with the tradition, keep working on crow pose for the entire week. That way we get a little bit of practice with the pose, right? Gotta love it. The only way we're going to get better is if we practice. I spent a lot of time yesterday working on my online course that I'm going to have out for you guys really soon, and I'm super pumped about it. It's an online yoga course that you can do at home, obviously. And the purpose of the course is to support those who are new to yoga, that are starting out doing yoga online. I know a lot of us are right now. A lot of us are doing yoga for the first time on Facebook or Instagram. So my course basically covers all of what not to do. There's 5 big mistakes new students make. It's got the 8 key practice principles in there. It talks a little bit about yin and power yoga, scheduling in your practice. Basically just gives you all of the details about yoga that you need to know in order to have a successful practice at home. So it's easy enough just to follow along through the video, making your body into the shapes. But if you're not applying the breathing techniques and you're focusing your mind in the areas that it needs to be focused, then you're not really fully practicing yoga. So my course is going to support those that are new. So I'm really excited to launch it. Basically, it's going to be ready in the next couple of weeks. I'm just making slides for it now, creating my slide decks. So I'm very, very excited about this course, and I'm going to make it super affordable so everyone can afford to buy it and take it, because I feel like anyone that takes this course is going to be really good at yoga after. And not only that, it's just more about knowing what to do when you're in the class, making sure that you're doing it right, if that makes any sense. Yeah, so cool. Let's get started. I've been on here long enough now. I've had time for some people to join. So we're going to start in our supported fish. We've done this before. We're going to set our blocks up to support the head and the rib cage. Choose a level that works for your body, making sure there's a little gap between both blocks. If you don't have blocks and you're still practicing along with me today, that's okay. I really highly recommend blocks, but if you don't have them, then we'll get through it. You can just take Shavasana here. Okay, so we're coming down onto our blocks. We want to make sure that the block is not going into our lower back and not going into our neck. And that upper block is there just to support the crown of the head. You can allow your feet to fall open nice and long on the floor in front of you, or feel free to bring the soles of the feet together in a more of a reclined butterfly, or bending into the knees, soles of the feet on the floor. And regardless of which variation you chose, it's time to start to settle in. And start to let go of your day. Letting go of anything that happened before you started your practice. Letting go of anything on your to-do list for today. Let's just focus on now, the present. Start to scan your body from head to toe. And what you're looking for as you scan is just any areas that you know you need to be mindful of while you practice today. Anything tender, tight, sore. Just take stock of the body, bringing your awareness in toward it. And start to bring your attention now into your breath. Notice the rise and fall of the chest. Notice gravity with every exhale. kind of resisting gravity on every inhale. Every time you breathe in, your heart opens a little bit more, creating that space in the chest. And every time you breathe out, you're just giving into gravity, melting over the blocks. Every time you breathe in, notice that expansion that you create in the body with the breath. And every time you breathe out, notice the contraction in the core, melt over the blocks. Start to create your Ujjayi breath, restricting the back of the throat, creating an audible breath. Take a moment now to set your intention. Just think of what your purpose is for practicing today. Maybe you just want to choose a word to carry you through, or a mantra to practice to. Or maybe you have a specific goal in mind during your practice. Start to bring some movement into your fingers and your toes. Maybe making those movements a little bit larger, moving your hands around on your wrists and your feet on your ankles. And extend your left arm out in front of you. We're going to roll onto our left side. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Gently, maybe using your right hand, support the head. Roll off of those blocks. And just pause in fetal position. Use your right hand to reach behind you. Remove your blocks. Just place them beside you. You're going to need them. And then when you feel ready, you're going to roll back onto your back, on your mat. We'll hug the knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock and roll side to side. Okay, bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Lift up your head, neck, and shoulders, trying to bring the lower rib to the pelvis to activate your core. We're just gonna press into the thighs here, just lifting up and pressing into those thighs. Your core should feel turned on. Your lower back should be glued to the floor, belly button to the spine. And release it. Now we're going to bring our legs 90 degrees, flex your feet, knees stacked over hips, and same thing, bring your hands to your thighs and lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Try to press your legs away, but don't let them move. Press as hard as you can, squeeze your core. The legs are not allowing any movement here. We're just finding the core. Should start to feel like it's being turned on. Press, 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 press. Should get a little shaky here. Release, hug your knees in. Okay, we're going to grab a block. And we're going to take the block to the right thigh. We're going to lift our head, place your left fingertips behind your left ear and come up and across, pressing into the block with your left elbow. Your right hand can come on the floor for support or bring your right fingertips behind your right ear. Extend your left leg out long. Really press into that block with your left elbow and then bring your left leg back in. Inhale, extend the leg out long. Exhale, hug it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, extend. Don't lose that pressure with the block. And exhale, pull it back in. 2 more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Last time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Set your shoulders back down. Take a pause. We're placing the block on the right thigh this time. Bringing your right fingertips behind your right ear, coming up and across the body, placing that right elbow on the block, pressing the block into the leg. Your left hand can come to the floor to support you, or place your left fingertips behind your left ear. Pressing into that block with your right elbow, extend the right leg. Exhale it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale to pull it in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Remove the block. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a moment. Now after we did those, we could probably move right into ab twists. So I think let's do that. Stacking knees over hips, legs become 90 degrees, fingertips behind the ears. And we're going to extend our left leg out long and bring our left elbow to our right knee. And then we're going to switch. And switch. Move slowly and controlled. Pull your belly button into your spine. Going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a moment. Now catching your hands underneath your knees, start to rock and roll up and down the length of the spine because it's so fun. We're going to come to table pose. Hands to the floor, knees behind you, table. Now these ones are for Hannah. We're going to do our wrist stretches now. Let's start in table. We're just going to start with cat and cow. So on the inhale, drop the belly, look up, and tend the back of the head to the tailbone. Exhale, press into the hands, tuck the chin, tuck the hips. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And if you really work that core, you'll notice on that inhale, it's going to really open up the core. Every time you look up is the inhale, that's your cow. Every time you press into the hands, that's your exhale and cat. Now I want you to start to pay attention to these movements as you breathe and start to kind of make them your own. So maybe we're going to start to do like little circles. And they can just be anything you want to be. Maybe you're rotating around on the wrists. And if you're moving around on the wrists, you're really noticing the sensations in the hands and the wrist as you move. These movements can be anything. We're just waking our spine up, getting it used to practicing. Now start going in a circular motion, really pressing into the hands and kind of finding all of the areas in the wrists. So shoulders are kind of circling around the wrists in a clockwise direction. And then we're going to switch and go counterclockwise. So So really just warming up those wrists, paying attention to those sensations you're creating with these circles. Coming back to a neutral spine here. We're going to look towards our right tailbone, and then we're going to look towards the left. And we're just kind of making little C curves in the spine. It's okay if the hips sway. We're just trying to wake it up. Wake up the spine, all the vertebrae. Noticing the wrists, warming up. Okay, come back to neutral. Turn your right palm clockwise and point your fingers towards your right knee. Place your palm back on the floor. Breathe into your right forearm and wrist. If you're here and you want to keep your palm nice and flat on the floor, so if it's lifting, try to intend your palm down. If it's here and you feel like you need more, start to shift the hips back, keeping that right arm straight. You should find your edge when you do that. Keep that palm grounded and just breathe here into your wrist. Inhale, shifting forward, lift your right palm up off the mat, and now place the back of your right hand on the mat with your fingers pointing towards your knee. Really try to ground the entire back of the hand so your palm is facing up. You're keeping that right hand straight, maybe sending the hips back just a little bit. It feels really weird. If it feels super weird, you're doing it right. Focus on your breaths here. Always nice, full, complete breaths in all of these stretches. Okay, and release it. Bring your right palm back to the floor. Maybe take a couple of circles with the right hand in clockwise direction and then counterclockwise, and release it. We're coming to the left hand. Turning your left fingers counterclockwise so that they're pointing towards your left knee. Grounding your left palm into the floor, straighten your left arm and start to shift your hips back until you find your edge here. Breathing all up into your forearm and into your wrist. Inhale, shift forward. Now placing the back of the left hand on the floor, straightening out the arm, keeping the back of the hand grounded. Maybe shifting back just a smidge here. Breathing. It feels weird. I love doing it though. It feels weird, so it's like, maybe I'll stay because I want my body to be used to this. And release the hand, and we'll take a couple of circles with the wrist clockwise and counterclockwise. Come back into table, tuck your toes, press back, downward facing dog. Really engage your hands on your mat, pressing into the index finger and thumb for your grounding support. Bending your knees just a little bit to tilt your tailbone up. Shoulders are pressing away from the wrists, belly button to spine. And begin to walk it out. Left heel to the floor, right knee bends, and then we switch. On your next inhale, shift forward into plank. In this pose, we really want our hands kind of pulling towards our feet pulling towards our hands. That's going to help activate the core. And now we're just going to make little circles here, coming kind of forward on our toes. Kind of like what we did before on hands and knees, but now we're in plank. So move really slow with intention, clockwise. And now we switch counterclockwise, really warming those wrists up. Press back, downward facing dog. Drop down onto your knees. Bring your forearms to the floor, bringing your hands together if you'd like. Elbows are going to be shoulder width apart. So if you'd like your palms forward, then feel free to do that, or bring your palms together. It's personal preference. We're going to tuck our toes under, press our hips back, maybe walking the toes in a little bit, dolphin pose. Belly button is pulled to the spine, tailbone tilts up. You're pressing your head in between your arms. It's like downward dog on the forearms. Think of your forearms as your hands. You really want to find the floor with the forearm and press away from the floor to help protract your shoulder blades. Just breathing here. Maybe walk your toes back just a little bit. On your next inhale, shifting forward into a forearm plank. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, shift forward, maybe kiss your thumbs. Exhale, press back. Inhale, shifting forward. And exhale back. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale, shifting forward. Exhale back. Now see if you can come to the hands and come right into your downward facing dog, pressing back. Bend into your knees, look between your hands, come to the top of the mat, feet are hip width apart, fold over the legs, a little bend into the knees, allow the upper body just to rest on the legs. Crown of the head hangs heavy, pull your elbows down if you've got your elbows, or just allow the arms to dangle here. Breathing into your upper back. Now your next exhale, release the elbows, allow the arms to hang. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, roll your shoulder blades down your back. And exhale, fold. Root your heels. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up, rise up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up, lengthen your spine. As you exhale, hinge forward and down, long spine, soft knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Rooting your heels. Inhale, rise, sweep your arms up. And exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plank. Big breath in here. Exhale, settle in. We're going to really press away from the floor, protract shoulder blades, pull hands toward feet, feet towards hands, engage your core, shift forward, inhale, exhale, chaturanga, bend into the elbows and lower all the way to the floor with control. Top of the feet to the floor, roll the shoulders back, inhale, cobra pose, lift up, and exhale down. Baby cobra's time, hovering the hands, inhale, lift up, hover your hands, press the top of the feet into the floor. Try to get a little lift. Don't hold your breath. Keep those elbows tucked into the sides of the body. Maybe get a little higher. Big breath in. Exhale down. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, regular cobra. Keep the hands down, but use your core to lift. Exhale down. Inhale, press through table, tuck your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bending into your knees, look between the hands, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift as you arrive. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, come on up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga, step back. Inhale, cobra, or maybe upward facing dog this time. And exhale, downward facing dog. Start to bend into your knees, look between your hands, come to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Bend into your knees, look between your hands, come to the top of the mat, toes together this time. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. And exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, chair pose, sink the hips. Squeeze the knees together, squeeze your belly button to your spine, squeeze your glutes. Big breath in here. And exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step between the hands, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink into it. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. As you exhale, step it between the hands, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sink into it. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between the hands, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink into it. Big inhale, back bend. Exhale, fold, sweep the arms back, palms face the floor. Inhale, sweep the arms up, back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale it up. Exhale, fold. Inhale up into your back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale, warrior one. Open it up, warrior two. Maybe adjusting that back foot, making sure you don't lose the bend in the front knee. Get yourself all set up, settle in. Now we're going to flow between warrior, exalted warrior, and extended side angle. So flip your palm. Inhale, exalt. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, come up. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale it up. And exhale, extended side angle. Inhale up. Exhale, extended side angle. Stay here. Look down at your right foot, straighten your right leg, straighten your left arm, triangle pose. Keep those hips tucked in, maybe coming up on the leg if you need. Looking down at your right foot, inhale, come all the way up and back, exalted triangle. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, exalt. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, exalt. Exhale, triangle pose. Hold your triangle pose. Look down at your right foot. Bend into your right knee. Carry your left toes along. We're coming into our half moon. Right hand to the floor, left hand to the sky or to the left hip. Left leg is up. Toes are pointing like out towards you. Maybe we're going to have a block underneath the right hand for support. And if we have the block, we're going to pulse. So we're kind of lifting the block up and setting it back down. Lifting it up, set it back down. Up and down. Up and down. One more time. Up and down. Look down, bring your left hand down, step your left leg back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it forward, warrior one. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, sink into it. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, fold. Palms face the floor, arms shoot back. Inhale, up into your back bend. And exhale, fold. Inhale it up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale it up. Exhale, sink into it. Big breath here. Warrior two as you exhale. Settling in. Flip your palm as you inhale, exalted warrior. As you exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, exalt. Exhale, extend. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, down and over. One more time. Inhale, exalt. Exhale, extended side angle. Hold here. Inhale your right arm up, straighten your left leg, triangle pose. Look down at your left foot. Inhale, come up and back to exalt your triangle. Both legs stay straight. Exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, triangle. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, triangle pose. Hold here. Scissor your legs together, twisting that right shoulder open. Finding length into the spine. Pull the crown of the head away from the tailbone. Open your chest out to the side. Look down at your left foot, bending into your left knee. Left hand reaches forward. We're coming into that half moon. Right leg lifts. Your right hand can be on your hip or extended up. Your gaze can be on the floor or looking up. Your left hand can be hovering, touching the floor, or maybe you've got a block. And we're going to come into those pulses. Inhale the left arm up and then down. Up and down. Up, down. Up and down. One more time. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Look down, bending into that left knee. Left hand comes to the floor and then the right. Send that right leg back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop down onto your knees. Bring your forearms to the floor. Tuck your toes. Press your hips up and back. Dolphin pose. Maybe walking your feet out just a little bit. Inhale, plank, dolphin plank. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Inhale, forward. And exhale, back. Two more. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. Last one. Inhale, forward. Exhale it back. Drop down onto your knees. Child's pose for just a moment here. Start to walk your hands towards your knees. Press yourself up. Come into your table, and then from here, we're going to come into our wide-legged squat. Have your blocks close by because we're coming into our crow after. So feet are coming to the outside edges of the mat. Toes track in the same direction that the knees track. So we want to ensure that the legs are in alignment. Your tailbone is tracking toward the floor. Crown of the head is extending toward the sky. Use your elbows to press the knees open. If you need to make a tower with the blocks to sit on or have the blocks under your hands for support, then please do. Okay, and having your blocks handy, let's start with our first variation of crow, having the blocks as our safety net. So putting them in front of you on the mat, hands are going to be shoulder width apart, spread your fingers, come up onto your toes. I like to bring my toes kind of behind my wrists, and then I come up onto my toes. We're trying to hook the triceps with the knees. We're shifting forward and then lifting up one leg, putting it back down, lifting up the other foot, and putting it back down. And it's just a little shift forward to get those feet up. Maybe both feet come up. Maybe you're going to bring your forehead to the blocks. And you're just going to practice being here and then working on lifting your forehead up off the blocks. Just take a moment here. And also try your hands underneath blocks. I was reading about this one, but I feel like it might make it harder because then your triceps are going to be even higher. But you could try it. I find it harder. I really like putting the toes or the feet onto blocks. So try that. I find that that's the most helpful. When we start out, you can even have them both set up. You want to start out with your feet on the blocks so that when you come down into this little froggy position, it's very easy to get your knees up to your triceps. Now, the scariest part for crow for most people is that shift forward. It's easy enough to kind of get here, but there's an extra little shift in order to lift the feet and balance. So really think about pressing away from the floor, protracting your shoulder blades, pulling your belly button into your spine. Never gaze through the body when you're in crow. Like, don't look this way. You want to look that way. If you're looking this way, guess which direction your body's going to want to lean toward? Yeah, barrel roll direction. So practice this on carpet. Practice it somewhere. You have to remember too, the ground really isn't that far away. So if you did fall, try to fall with grace. Don't move the hands out of the way. Keep the hands down. And just maybe even coming onto the crown of the head. And then bringing the feet down. But I find carpet is the best place to practice this because there's a little bit less fear when a carpet is involved. If you're done playing with crow, child's pose. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes just to play. You want to get into the pose and be able to hold it for 5 breaths. Really make sure when you are in crow pose, you're pressing into those fingertips. Your fingertips are what keep you from falling over. Let's do a little bit for our shoulders now. Use your blocks. Once again, you can have them on the lowest setting or the mid setting. We're just going to we're going to lay down on our belly and we're propping up our shoulders with the blocks. I'm going to bring the heads of the shoulders to the top of the blocks and then allow the arms to extend out. Just trying to open up our chest here. Find your breath. And just notice that your heart is melting toward the floor here. Those shoulder blades are squeezing back. And lift up your head. Remove your blocks. We're going to come into a shoulder stretch. So extend your left arm out to the side with your palm on the floor. Start to look toward the right. Bring your right fingertips to the floor, maybe bringing your right knee parallel to the hip and out. If it feels good here, then you stay or you start to roll, bringing the sole of the right foot onto the floor. Maybe we're going to bend into that left knee a little bit more. Maybe we're going to bring our right foot right behind the left and start to roll even more. Start to open that right knee out to the right. Should feel a little twist in your spine and that shoulder should feel like it's getting some work done. Maybe even inhaling the right arm up. On your next exhale, bring your right hand back to the floor. Bring your right knee on top of the left. Pressing into that right hand, we're going to straighten out the legs. We're rolling back onto our belly. Make a pillow with the hands. Place your forehead on your hands. And we'll go right to the other side. Extending that right arm out directly from your right shoulder. Gazing toward the left. Placing your left fingertips on the floor with your elbow pointing up. Maybe bringing that left knee in. We're going to start to lift, come to the foot, the left foot, rolling that left knee up, maybe hugging the right knee in. So now we're kind of laying on our side, almost like fetal position, but that left foot is on the floor. Maybe we're going to bring that left foot to the inside of the legs. Inhale the left arm up. And we just breathe here. On your next exhale, bring your left hand down. Bring your left knee on top of the right. We're going to start to turn, placing the left hand on the floor. Bringing the right hand on the floor, coming to the belly. Forehead to the floor for just a moment. Make a little pillow with the hands. And then coming up onto the forearms, stacking the elbows underneath the shoulders, Sphinx pose. Your hands just extend straight out from the elbows. Top of the feet are on the floor. Think about squeezing the shoulder blades together, pulling the rib cage through the arms, lengthen out through the crown of the head. And I want you to think about pulling your hands towards your feet towards your hands, or your elbows towards your feet, just to kind of pull the body through the window of the arms just a little bit more. Activate the tops of the legs. Really, really try to firm up the legs here. Firm up the core. Find length in the spine. Breathe. And exhale, release it down. Make that pillow with the hands. Bring the hands to the floor. Press yourself up and back. Child's pose. Walk your hands towards your knees. Press yourself up. We're going to sit to one side. Swing the legs out in front. Shimmy your bum down the mat. We're going to lay all the way down. We'll do one more stretch for the hips on each side, and then it's time for Shavasana. We'll come into our figure 4 reclined stretch. So we're going to cross our right ankle over the left knee, reach through the window of the arms and pull either on top of the knee or underneath the knee. We're pulling the legs in. We're trying to press that right knee out so it's intending away from the body, not toward the body. But we're actually pulling that right ankle in. Right ankle's pulling in, right knee is pressing away. And we're breathing here into that right hip. Start to lower your left foot to the floor, uncross the legs, going straight to the other side, left ankle over right knee, reaching through the window, pulling the legs in, maybe even using your left elbow to press that left knee out more if you'd like. Hug it in, breathe into the hips. And release. Uncross the legs, hug both knees into the chest. Maybe bring the forehead up to the knees, turn yourself into a little ball. Time for Shavasana. Extend your legs out nice and long on your mat. Feet fall open, palms face up. I like to press into the elbows and the back of the head, squeeze my shoulder blades together, and then come to rest on that nice flat space I just created. Allow your palms to be up, curl the fingers in, and just find stillness of the body and of the mind. Try not to move and enjoy these last few minutes of peace. And start to bring your attention back into your physical body. Gently waking it up by wiggling the fingers and wiggling the toes. Start to deepen your breath and make those movements a little larger. Moving your hands around on your wrists and your feet around on your ankles. And switch direction. Maybe a gentle roll of the head from side to side. Bring your feet together. Reach your arms up overhead. Big stretch from your toes to fingertips. Inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Rolling onto your side in fetal position, taking a pause. And then when you feel ready, pressing yourself up to seat. Keep your eyes closed or low. Cross your legs, sitting up in cross-legged seat. Nice tall spine, roll the shoulders back and down, lengthen up through the crown of the head. Bring your hands to your heart, prayer pose. Let's take a moment here to close our practice with gratitude. Let's be grateful for our health and for the love and support of our family and our friends. Let's just be grateful for each other. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the class as much as I enjoyed teaching it. I'll be back again tomorrow. We'll be working on Crow tomorrow and Friday, 9 o'clock every day, Eastern time. I hope to see you again. Please leave in the comments if there's anything you want to work on. If you want to do a headstand, if you want to do anything, any specific pose that you'd like to work into, or maybe there's a specific area of the body that needs work, please message me with any questions, comments. I'm always here to support my students. I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. So yeah, questions in the feed now if you have any before I go and get on with my day. Namaste. Love you guys.